Hey everyone, this is just a short message to let you know that I've decided to change my formula for my devlogs. So if you're more interested on the features rather than the coding part, I've decided to switch my method of approach and I'm going to focus more on presenting the new features and less focus on the actual coding. So if you're more interested in that, you can fast forward up to the devlog number 6. Or if you prefer to watch me code and have fun with me at the same time, well, you can still start from the beginning. There's 5 devlogs where I just focus on the development and I go through the coding with you guys. So if you're interested in more of the features, you can fast forward through the video number 6. Otherwise, keep watching and have fun. Hey guys, Simon here for my first devlog. I'm gonna try something new with you guys. I'm working on a game and I figured that I could share my progress with everyone, maybe help some people, who knows, get my name out there, you know, all that. So, you'll notice that my game has started already. Um, I decided not to start my devlog right off the bat because I wanted to play with some ideas, maybe have a proven concept, I guess. Instead of just showing you guys me thinking about what I'm gonna do, which doesn't make much sense, but anyway. So yeah, here's my game. It's a some of you might see the resemblance between this and an old game called Patapon on the PSP, which is where I got most of my inspiration. It is not a rhythm-based game though, so it doesn't have to do with being on rhythm or anything like that. You'll see when I show you some gameplay footage that it does follow the basic idea of you controlling an army, but you don't have to press buttons in on a certain music. You do have to press buttons though, but you'll see. You'll see. I'll get to it eventually. So right now what you're seeing is the base camp where most of your outside of combat action is going to take place. Basically, this is where, like, if I click play, for example, I'm going to save. Always do this, guys, before you do anything with your game. Always save and save project before you click play. As for example, if you get stuck in a forever loop, you're in trouble. So I learned that when I was a newbie. So if I click base camp, for example, there you go. There's a little music playing. You can move around in the base. For now, I haven't done much here. Like you can interact with people, but you'll see all they do is like open up a message in the console, like an open menu for magic skills. So this guy is gonna make you, is gonna let you upgrade your magic skills, and you're gonna be able to learn new skills and whatnot. Maybe upgrade your unit in the future. I'm still not sure about this feature, but it's gonna go towards that idea. This guy is like your personal blacksmith. He'll be responsible for upgrading troops, as you can see here. Menu for upgrading troops. I might just turn down the volume here. There you go. All right, so yeah, this guy will make you upgrade your troops. Right now, I'm thinking about maybe having. I'm just gonna drop this again, maybe. There you go. Yeah, he's gonna make you upgrade your troops with currency you'll earn by killing stuff. For now, this is my idea. Like since you're kind of a necromancer thingy, you're gonna harvest the souls, maybe of the people that are killed or the things, because I'm thinking about making enemies. Like everything living is gonna be your enemy, so maybe creatures and stuff like that. But you'll harvest their souls, and those are gonna be the currency you use for leveling up your troops. You're gonna get also experience for leveling your character, but we'll talk about that further on in the project. I'm still thinking about ideas. I'm still brainstorming about this. So yeah, this is the base for now. As you can see, there's not much. You can move around, talk to those two guys. Yesterday I was working on this. It's a portal that makes you go back to the stage selection screen just so that you're not stuck here forever. I guess. As you can see right now, I'm still programming this, so you can go outside of the map and fall down forever. Ah! So yeah, you don't want to do this. Oh, I'll probably have like just a collider preventing you from going outside, and just putting a bound on the camera to prevent you from going outside. Because right now there is a bound. If you can see my camera controller here, I already have some basic stuff to take care of. So like the camera can't go further than minus 10.5. You'll see that here it's minus 13.99999, but that's because I have an offset here. So I just realized that I'll have to edit that, because in the base the offset is not taken into account. So I'll have to play with that as well, but that's easy stuff to correct. So yeah, so when you click here, you press the letter E. As you can see, I'm going to animate this eventually. You know, it's just a placeholder for now. You press E, then you go back to the stage selection screen. You'll see that for now, everything concerning the UI is mainly placeholder. It's just for testing purposes. Of course, I'll create some art to go with this. You don't want to show a game that has just white squares for UI. It's not very appealing. You'll see when I play the game, like for example, say I take stage 1. Well, I'm just going to cut this because it's not hasn't been done correctly. So yeah, you have my units here. That's basically how you're going to play the game. You have a bunch of units that you can place. For now, I put this to 1,000 just for testing purposes, but you'll have a number of necromancy power that you can use, and this will let you put units on the board. Like for example, the skeleton warrior costs 5, archer costs 4, shade costs 6. So you'll have a maximum of necromancy power, so you can't like just put strong creatures on the board and just forget about the weaker ones. And you'll have a maximum number of summons also. So you'll start with just a few creatures, and eventually you'll be able to place like a super big army next to you. That's gonna be nice. So for example, right now I put this at 10 and 1,000, but normally you'd start off with probably like 2 or 3 summons and like 10 necromancy power, just so you have 1 or 2 units. So let's go with a regular warrior. So it's stage 1, so I'll just pretend I'm weak. There you go. I placed two melee guys and 1 archer. Now you're ready to initiate battle. So as you can see, I was playing around with a tower here, so I'll just remove that, you know. Tower 1, just remove. It wasn't supposed to be there. It's stage 1. Oh, of course, my dude is in the wrong way. I was playing with the cutscene for the UI. Cutscene for the UI. I was playing with the base camp, and when you're on base camp, you have to be able to move around like left and right. So I was flipping the sprite, but then you see that's a thing I'm gonna have to work on when you go back to the actual stages. Just make sure you flip back the character, because I'm using the same character for my base camp and my action. So yeah, that's what I want to do. So let me just make this bigger so you can see better. So basically in my game, you have your dude and you have your army next to you, and what you're gonna do is you issue command with your like commander, but it's a necromancer, whatever. So you issue orders and your army will act accordingly. So like for example, if I go defend, oh shit, yeah, I can't control my character like this. Let me shoot. Let me go change that right now, because otherwise my game doesn't work. Well, you'll see me working at the same time, so that's good, I guess. Let's see. So let me show you my script, I guess. Strategy game. You'll see I always have 2 windows. Survival RPG is another game I'm working on. Maybe I'll do a devlog on this in the future, but my strategy RPG game is on a whole other level. Like it's an action RPG with a ton of stuff, kind of mixed like Diablo and Terraria crafting style. You'll see it's eventually, if I see that this devlog has a lot of views, I might consider doing another one for my other game. But the other game is much more complex. Just so you know, like my character controller script in my other game, there's like 5,000 lines of codes. So yeah, it's complicated. Anyway, so we'll start with this game. It's easier to understand, and maybe if you guys have questions on the other one or this one, it's gonna be easier. Anyway, so what I was talking about the base camp here. So I have a bool here, a public bool in base camp. So basically, when this is turned on, you're able to move. Like there's like flow here, move X. So you check if you're pressing a horizontal key, which is on the currently it's A and D, or also the controller, because I want to make this game be able to play on the consoles. So of course you want to always take that into account where you're creating your code. I learned that when I was doing my other game. All my controls, basically, I started doing it for the PC only, and while making the game, I just realized that wow, this could be a nice game that could be played on consoles. But if I ever decide to do that, I'm gonna have to go through every single script that has input, and I'll have to modify it so that I can have input for the controller as well. So if we get over there, I'll explain it further in details. But what you want to do is you want to have like when you say input, you want to go for like get access raw, for example. That's what you can set up inside of Unity. Like for example, if you go to project settings here, and you go for input, you have the input you can have here, for example, horizontal. So negative button is the left, positive button is the right. So left will be -1, positive will be +1. Of course, I told you it was A and D. Nobody plays with arrow keys anymore, so we'll just forget about that. So you're probably asking like why the joystick or whatever is not there. It's because I have another one also horizontal here. Wait, yeah, that's it. So this one there's nothing, but you see that the axis is the joystick here, 7th axis. I put 7th axis because I have a PS4 controller, so I need to use that for being able to access the D-pad, like the arrows, I guess. But eventually I might change this for like if you have Xbox controller, I believe it's the 4th axis or 5th axis. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to go with the what's that called? The thingy you can move like 360, like a I guess it's the joystick. Anyway, I don't want to go with that because it's complicated to have like a straight up or straight down or straight right, and people might find it confusing since you need to like have combos and stuff. You'll see why in the future. Anyway, I'm going off track. Of course, I always do this. You'll see, guys, I have a tendency to do this. Let me know in the comments if ever you feel that I should stop doing this and just focus on the main things. All right, so I was talking about in base camp. So you have a move X, which is a horizontal movement. So you want to move left when you're pressing left, move right when you're pressing right, or when you're not moving, you want to do nothing. So I have a feeling, let me go check just to make sure, but I have a feeling when I'm leaving base camp, I'm just not turning off in base camp. Watch this. I'm pretty sure that's the reason. Let's not maximize this. All right, base camp. As you can see here, in base camp is true. If I leave base camp, of course, it's also true. So if I go to stage 1, like I did before, I just place one guy. Of course, I'm still sideways. There you go. So in base camp is still on. So if I go like I want to attack, there you go. It's weird because I don't want my guy to do this. But if I just remove the in base camp, there you go. I'm not moving anymore. There you go. So that's what you want to do. Like you want the guys to attack and not you, because you'll be able in the future to just have like maybe here I'll put some skills. Oh, they're fighting. There you go. And there's like that's why I didn't want to have this. Like I put a cannon there, but like it's medieval stuff, which doesn't make much sense. But I'm still brainstorming about this. Maybe have like a mage eventually who's gonna like create a time warp in the space-time continuum and maybe have some stuff like futuristic stuff come at you or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about this. You'll be part with my thinking, guys. If you want to like post comments and give suggestions of stuff, I'll be happy to watch your comments and maybe include your ideas in my game, of course, which is the whole point of making a devlog, is to have your feedback, guys. So don't hesitate. If you think something sucks, let me know. If you think something is cool, let me know also. It's always important to listen to people. So level manager is what is taking care of making me go back to the level screen. So what you're gonna do when you go to base camp, so you're gonna activate, oh no, wait. No, that's not base camp. What was it? Portal out of camp, that's it. So when you interact, you're gonna leave the base camp. So you're gonna go player. Let me just get that. Or select new stage. That's it. Level manager, select new stage. So you want to have, there you go. I'm turning off charge here, which stands for moving forward when you're playing. So I'm gonna go PC dot in basecamp equals false. There you go, taken care of. And when you start a level, which I believe is in the game manager, there you go. There you go. Check sequence. So I might explain this in the future, guys, if you are interested. It's all the script responsible for basically taking care of like when you're making your inputs, like are you pressing forward, are you pressing left, are you pressing right, or pressing forward, pressing right, or up or down, and every time you press the key, do you have a good sequence, do you have an incorrect sequence, if you have an incorrect sequence, what are you doing? If you have a good sequence, you need to check, is it an attack sequence, is it a defense sequence, all that. So I'll just scroll it down slowly if you guys want to pause the video and check. But yeah, it's not that complicated when you think about it, honestly. So this is the function to place my units when you're placing units before the battle. So there you go, initiate battle, that's what I want. So you place the player at this position, which is the default position when you're starting a new level. So I'm gonna do just here. What was I doing? I just forgot what I was doing. Hold on, I was oh yeah, flipping the controller. Okay, so PC dot normally you don't want to do this. You want to always like get component if you can, not do this inside of scripts. For this one it's not bad because it's a function, so it's called only once. But if you ever do something like get component inside of the update, this is very costly for the computer. So you want to always avoid that as much as possible. Don't do get component inside of the update function. You can do it like, for example, in this one, because it's called once, like only one time before I start the battle. So it's not really gonna change much. But as much as possible, what you want to do is like instead of like calling it here, you would be better to call everything inside the start function just to store like the information. Like for example, PC here, instead of calling like every time I ask for PC, I would have to say like player PC dot get component dot not dot, but get component player controller, and then have the rest of the script go on. But instead of, I stored it in the just PC. So every time I write PC, it stands for PC dot get controller, get component player controller. Okay. So you'll see here I put a find object of type, which is very costly also, but I was lazy. I'm gonna change this in the future, but you'll see. Whenever you're writing a game at the start, you want to go fast, and you don't want to bother too much with those things. Eventually, you'll have time to go around your script and just make it better. Watching the time, it goes fast. So PC dot get component sprite renderer. A trick when you're writing things in Unity or in the Visual Studio is whether you write it correctly or not. You'll see, like, if I write sprite and I just write renderer like this, I'm terrible. But what I do is if I press tab, it's gonna choose the first obvious selection, which is sprite renderer. If you check, I wrote spriter than daf. But it's probably thinking that I want to go with sprite renderer. So it auto selects sprite renderer. If I press tab, it's just gonna write it automatically. So it's gonna save you a ton of time if you can get those tricks going, because otherwise you'll be writing code forever. So I just put pc.getComposer sprite renderer, and I want to go like flip x equals false. Sorry, not true. So you don't want to flip the player ever when you're doing combat, because you're always facing right, which is the point of the game. So if I go back in my game, there you go. It's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna stop soon, but I want to show you guys this before I stop. Like I said, always save project. You'll see sometimes I have errors like this. It's just that I don't have the default layout on my Unity, so Unity doesn't like it, but it still works. So, wow, don't care. So here you go. Let me go to Basecamp just to turn it off because I'm dumb and I forgot to do it. There you go. Stage 1. Blah, blah, blah. Cutscene needs to get worked on. There you go. I'm going to place the units. And if I go here, my guy is flipped. Of course, I forgot this as well. Tower cannon, just go away. There you go. So if you see, if I press like charge, if I go like down, right, left, right, down, right, left, right, there you go. I'm moving. I'm not moving my character by pressing the keys. So you see those are villagers and they're scared, so they're running away. And then when you get close enough, you're gonna go attack, and you'll just watch your units take care of them. There you go. I'll explain eventually how I'm doing the arrows. I might change that as well. What you just saw, by the way, is the player leveling up. I know it's ugly. It's just placeholder stuff for now, but that's it. So I think I'm gonna stop here for today, guys. Since I'm new to this, I've been watching a bunch of devlogs, and I see that most people just like go around 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to do this. I'll see what happens in the future if I need to go like shorter or longer videos, whatnot. I'm still not familiar with YouTube because I'm a new guy. I've been programming for a while, but haven't done any streaming whatsoever. So it's kind of new to this. So let me know in the comments if you guys think I'm not doing so bad. Okay, my timer needs to stop. There you go. Alright, so next time, guys, I'll try to explain further details my game, like what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe show you like new stuff that I'm going to program. What I planned for this devlog is like having you guys have an insider view on everything. So like I know some other guys, they prefer to cut things and just edit all their videos and just show you like the big things, but I'm thinking about just recording while I'm creating stuff, which might be interesting because I don't see many people do this on internet. And I was looking for this the other day, and I'm like when I play video games, I like to listen to people programming stuff to give me ideas and stuff. But I noticed that never or very rarely they just show you the process of like struggling to find ideas and just thinking about maybe writing code that doesn't work, and then you have to go back in the code and correct it. And you know those are things that are really important in development, but most people never show this. So it's something that's important to take into account when you're creating a game. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I'll try to stop doing that as much as possible in the future videos, but you'll see. It's how I work. I like to talk a lot. All right, so I believe that's it for today. If you guys enjoy this, make sure to leave a thumbs up, a like, whatever. As I said, I'm new to YouTube, so do whatever you can to help me, I guess. But no, seriously, guys, just if you enjoyed it, leave a comment so that I know I'm not doing this for nothing. and I have some people maybe who are interested in watching more. All right, ciao guys.